Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nottingham Forest Career Mode. This is episode number 23, an episode where I have no witty title for it. Anyway, nevertheless, we are here. We have a interesting set of games for you today. 5 games from the Premier League, and, well, all of them quite important to us in a way. I mean, January transfer window's coming up soon. You know, we need some good momentum heading into basically the halfway point of the season. We need to get more wins on the table in order to somehow stay in a title hunt that we've managed to get ourselves into. So, you know, we got 4 games today, and I think it's an FA Cup game to finish off the episode. But we've also got some very annoying news to start off the episode with. Here's Arsene Bologna, meanwhile, early on scoring against Newcastle, who actually had Stojkovic, our old keeper, who we never played in goals. Arsene Bologna scored the goal here, but unfortunately, in the annoying news section, he wouldn't go on to finish the game. Unfortunately, I think he got injured at about the 50th minute, and he ended up being out until I think it's about mid-January, which is why you'll see some interesting choices at striker today. I'll leave it at that. There you go, Arsene Bologna scoring. I think it was only something like his 2nd goal of the season. Striker's not been doing well so far. Player of the season might be Henry Lansbury, or maybe this guy, Daly Sigraven, who nicks the ball right off kickoff. Going for another opportunity here. Passes into Arsene Bologna by Stojkovic this time. Not letting the ball go in the back of the net and saving it against his former club. Now we move all the way to the 73rd minute. Newcastle were pressing and they get this nice counter-attack here. Look at that, just a completely... I don't even know how to put that into words. It was just like parting the Red Sea type thing, literally with Forest shirts. But watch this, he just... Thauvin here, I think it is, gets the ball, runs all the way. Traore just runs away there. And Wellenreuther's great, but, you know, he can't keep every shot past. And we actually need to give a bit of credit to Wellenreuther as well, because of how he's played over this, you know, these last, well, like 15 games or something like that. We've actually been able to be the, I think it's the most offensive team in the league right now. We have not conceded that many goals. And as you can see, Wellenreuther again had to play another exhausting game, had to make a lot of saves against Newcastle, and unfortunately... His performance was only played out with a point by us. So, there we go. It was a draw against the team who pipped us to the Sky Bet Championship by 1 point last season. Now, they're in mid-table. I think, no, actually, they're in the upper table. They're in about 7th or 8th. So, they're quite close to us. And that draw could have got, and if that draw was turned into a win for them, they could have been hunting us. But right now, this game against Arsenal, if memory serves me correct, Arsenal are in about... 6th, so this was just as important of a game as well. And of course a win against Arsenal at the Emirates would certainly do us some big favours, seeing as we've got him in the FA Cup to finish off this episode. Now I know what you saw there. Yes, Lansbury is playing striker, and yes, Villalba's playing cam. Completely stretched thin on options, and even I thought this was going to be a bit of a disastrous idea. El Nene here playing against his former club, passes it into Villalba. Villalba's actually got a little bit of room early on here. What could go? Oh my word! The most random cam striker partnership has got off to a flying start. As Villalba puts in, I think that is his 2nd goal of the season, to put us 1-0 up just in 3 minutes. Look at this. It's a great one by Villalba. I think caught Arsenal out on the break because there were not that many men back defensively. And Villalba just had a simple job of just knocking that one in the net. 1-0 really, really early on. Hey, that's great news. If we can hold on to this for the rest of the game, we may be looking at 3 points over Arsenal. We move on here now. It's a few minutes later and it's Arsenal's turn for a shot. Wellenreuther gets the save there, but it doesn't go that far. Only goes as far as Terral there on an awkward angle, however. Beats 2 players, but it comes off Wellenreuther and then off the post, I think it was, as you'll see in this replay. Amazing job there. Wellenreuther making up for his botch, but there, yeah, I think it comes off his face and then off the corner post. But, it was a good start by Wellenreuther. Chesney there trying to one-up him as well by getting a save there from that free kick. Of course, the last time Lansbury had a free kick, it ended up being one hell of a goal late on in the game. Now we move on. 74th minute. Arsenal again on the attack. They were all over us in this game. Look at that shot. Hits the side netting. I think it was Terral again. Yes, it was. Getting another incredibly close opportunity to put in that one in the back of the net. He is one-on-one there. Probably would have beaten Wellenreuther. And, well, unfortunately for the Arsenal, it does not beat the net, or something along those lines, that kind of saying. Look at this here. Arsenal with an incredible opportunity there. I think Welbeck was one-on-one. It's Sanchez now, though. It's late. It's a great save. Could have hit that first time, but they decided not to. So Wellenreuther is able to keep the ball alive, but it's a poor clearance. falls back to Terral here. Gabriel finding Coquelin. Look at this passing play by Arsenal. It's again good interception, bad clearance, and once more Arsenal loading up a shot. Gabriel takes the shot there, and Wellenreuther pulls off a phenomenal save. The young boy Cox there trying to get something going. It's played back in, and there's Wellenreuther again. That is, to be fair, sometimes a normal game for Wellenreuther. He has had to play so much this season. He's played incredible, and once again, his tremendous goalkeeping gives us 3 points against Arsenal. What a win! The Emirates almost stand into silence as we knock off Arsenal. Huge, huge win. But we are about to get some bad news. I was negotiating contracts after that game, and then a few days later, this came up. Yeah, this is bad news. Ben Osborne he refuses to negotiate. I think he's got about 1.5 years left on his contract, but he does want to leave when that contract expires. I honestly thought that Osborne was going to be one of our key players, heading forward. He was going to be someone who we could rely on for seasons to come. He's in the thumbnail, for crying out loud. But apparently not. Ben Osborne looking to leave this team once his contract expires, which is bad news for us all. And Arsenal are actually all the way down in 9th, oh dear. But I'm not too sure how I felt about that. I play him in this game, so I mean, if we were to define this to a real life situation right now, it's kind of like a more diluted version of Payet and West Ham. Osborne wants to leave, but this situation being Forest don't want him to leave. I don't want him to leave at all. He's one of our best players at the club. I'd argue he's second best to Lansbury. So, very frustrating times here, but we have to move on here. Important game against Leicester, and it's Bentner starting early on there with a header that got deflected and out of play. So it was a strong start by us, and we move a little bit later into the game now. I forgot his name. It's into Bentner, though, and Bentner knocks it home. Lord Bentner back at it. Only striker, of course, we have right now with Asim Belonga out. And it's a chance for him to get his goal tally up. I think that's number 2 or 3 on the season for Bentner. Again, the striker's struggling. But that is a nice goal there. It's a nice pass through. And Bentner's there to put it right in the corner of the net. No way Schmeichel was getting to that one. And that's 1-0 in, I think I didn't actually see the time, but I think it was fairly early on in the game. So here we go now, 73rd minute. Again, we progress into the 70th minute stage where apparently all the teams are able to get an advantage over us heading into the 70th minute. Damari Gray here has the ball. He hits it. He just rockets it into the back of the net. Didn't even expect that shot to be coming from Gray. Celebrates his goal by running all the way back to Ranieri to celebrate. The reigning champions tie it up with about 15 minutes left in the game. Actually, no, they wouldn't be the reigning champions, are they? Because this is technically... yeah, this is a season after. Then no. Yeah, this is a season after the current season. There we go. So they're probably not reigning champions. I would assume Chelsea or Man City, someone like that, might be reigning champions. But look at this. It's just terrible job of clearing it. Damari Gray does an incredible job to pick that up. All those defenders around him not doing anything. Lord Bentner there just kind of stands and watches as it travels into the back of the net. But that would be a crucial goal for Leicester, as it would hold us to a point against them. So that is what? 5 points out of 9. It's over half at least, and it does keep us in reign with Leicester. They don't get an advantage over us, but unfortunately we're not able to close the gap on them. But these things happen, I guess. But we're going to move on now. We have a signing here, the only signing we're going to be making in the January transfer window of, I believe you pronounce his name as something like Locadia. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to have a proper look at that. But yeah, PSV striker, as you saw, the striking depth is not there, and the strikers themselves have played awful. I think Lansbury has scored more goals than them both combined. So it's important that we get a good striker who can net in a few goals. Apparently, according to his profile, he was scoring a lot anyway in the Dutch league. So why not take the risk? Like they said, though, we need big money to try and bring him in, so only paying $500,000 more than his transfer value may be costly. But here we go. We got a game now. I believe it was against, yeah, it is against Liverpool. Last time, I think we lost. I can't remember. I thought it was a 2-1 loss, but it might have been a 1-1 draw. My memory isn't the greatest, as you can tell, but it was an awful game. I have to be honest. It was a really boring game. Again, we've got the Lansbury-Villalba lineup. This time, Villalba's at striker, and he wins us a penalty almost at the end of the first half, and he gets them down to 10 men as well. Sacco getting sent off for that challenge, and you're going to see it now. Look at that, right into Villalba there, pretty much from behind. Can't argue against that red card. Lansbury will step up to the spot against Mignolet, and Mignolet saves it, unfortunately, and it's cleared away. That was pretty much our best opportunity of the game. For the vast majority of the game, Liverpool were all over us, and we had to do our best to try and hold on. It was a dull game. It really was, but we had to try and salvage 3 points. We had to try and salvage something from it. Again, right at the end of the game, it's Diawara, and he's brought down in the box by Milner. 89th minute, and a yellow card for James Milner. Wow. Another penalty giveaway. First one was right at the end of the first half. This one's right at the end of the game. Could be a costly mistake by Milner. Goes for the tackle there, and he just tries for it in a really awkward fashion. Lansbury steps up. The first one was saved. This one is good. It's 1-0, and that basically means we've sealed the game against Liverpool. It's going to be a crucial 3 points for our season and a win against one of the big teams of the Premier League. Look at this. Mignolet thought he was going to go right again, and he proved him wrong. Straight into that top left corner. Lansbury with his 5th goal of the season now. And that is how you get things done as the captain of this team. Does enough to hold on, and there you have it. We win once again. We win our 2nd game in this episode, and now things are looking good. Things are looking much better. We've not lost this episode so far. We've not lost in the Premier League, at least this entire episode, so everything is looking good in that aspect. Now we enter the contract negotiations with Locadia. As you can see, crucial first-team player, because I know Bentner's not going to be that much better. He's not going to be good for another season, probably. So it was kind of crucial that we bring in this striker who we can rely on maybe for a season or 2 or 3. Who knows? But we move on here to simming an FA Cup game against Arsenal. Yes, this was a stupid idea on paper. But I'm trying to get 5 games in an episode, and I had to sim one of them. And I didn't sim the one against Newcastle, and I realized they only had this one left to sim. So whoops. But yes, yeah, here we go. We got Arsenal in the FA Cup. There's not really all much I can say about this. I don't mind if we get knocked out, because the FA Cup, most cups to be fair, aren't crucial to me in this season. So it's whatever if we get knocked out, and we do. We get knocked out in the 88th minute by Theo Walcott scoring there. However, I think we injured Sanchez, but I don't think it was for too long. Oh well, who really cares, because we've got good news. Hey, the striker signs for us from PSV. I mean, it was a bit of a bargain to get him on 11.5 million, really, to be fair, considering, you know, his transfer budget was that, and he was a crucial first-team player. There's his stats, and it looks like we're going to have a good showing with him, and we'll be seeing him in the first episode, and we'll be seeing him in the first game of next episode. That much I can guarantee, and I'm looking forward to playing with him. But here we go. There's the league table, as it still continues to baffle me how we're in 3rd place, but we're holding on to it, and who knows, we might actually end up getting Champions League football. What a surprise that would be. But anyway, that's going to end this episode of Career Mode. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.